One symbol that appears constantly across cultures, in religion, mythology and dreams, is the serpent or snake.
In Navajo painting, the snake appears in a great many of the chants. The great majority of them have the snake in it somewhere, and this is also true of people's dreams. In a lengthy analysis, there's almost always very important dreams that center around the snake.
Once I had a patient, a young woman, about 27 or 8, and her first words were, when I had treated her, she said, "You know, doctor, I come to you because I have a snake in my abdomen." I said, "What?" Said, "Yes, a snake. A black snake coiled up right in the bottom of my abdomen." And I must have made a rather bewildered face at her. And she said, "You know, I don't mean it literally, but I should say it was a snake. It was a snake." Well, now, that is a collective symbol. That is not an individual fantasy. That is a collective fantasy.
A collective, yes.
That is well known in India.
Yes.
For instance, it has nothing to do with India, but we have it too. It was generally human, but it's entirely unknown. So that I, even in the first moment, thought, perhaps she's crazy. But she was only highly intuitive. It is in India known. It is the basis of a whole philosophical system of Tantrism. This is Kundalini. Kundalini serpent.
I see.
You see? And that is something known to some few specialists. Generally, it's not known that we have a serpent in the abdomen.
Yeah, yeah.
But that is a collective, you see?
Yeah,
that is a collective dream or a collective fantasy.
Yeah.
Well, the snake is one of the best symbols of the unconscious itself because it seems so far away from human consciousness and feeling. It seems to have an autonomous life of its own, and therefore it inspires fear, but at the same time it inspires curiosity and a kind of beauty that relates it to the possibility of a sort of earth wisdom.
So Jung thought it represented the kind of lower nervous system, the spine and the lower parts of the brain stem, so that was the snake, that deep, unconscious, cold, sort of inhuman power that governs us, even when we don't know it.
The serpent is wise only because it doesn't close its eyes. You know, they have no eyelids, so that they can't close their eyes. They seem to be eternally awake and aware. And by projection, man might think that he could also acquire that kind of awareness.
The symbol itself, such as these things we've been talking about, these snakes, these animals, these things you dream about, have a power of their own that can be healing.
to create this effect is very complicated. And yet, they've done this almost 1,000 years ago without any of modern mathematics or computer technology.
Todas las personas están alrededor de la pirámide de Kukulcan esperando ese momento. Bueno, aquí es donde se va a poder observar cómo se forman los triángulos de luz y sombra.
This must have required amazing skills. What they must have done is create a small-scale 3D model made of maybe wood or clay, and actually go out there and use the actual light of the sun on the day of the equinox to cast light on this model and play with it until they found exactly the effect they were looking for.
Viene a ver esto, el descenso de Kukulcan y cómo fertiliza a la madre tierra.
In modern society, we have lost touch with the environment that surrounds us, and that includes the sky. But in particular, we've lost touch with the equinoxes, which would be the true moments of transition between the warm half of the year and the cold half of the year.